happens when you die?
When you die, I think it's really just your body that dies. I think the soul continues. If it's God or the universe or whatever it is that kind of made the world and is part of what everything is, I think that energy is released from the body and kind of becomes a part of everything. I haven't really quite decided whether you have like some kind of individual experience, like the heaven experience or not. I think obviously there's a religious aspect to that, but I think that all religions kind of really are saying the same thing. I just think in different ways, that our soul does continue and that there is some greater being that it then unites with, and that all souls do that.
So how does that affect how you live your life?
I think, for me personally, I think it makes me kind of feel more connected to the earth itself. Because I think the earth and people and the animals and all that are all part of what it's all about. There's one of the animals. I think that the teachings, a lot of the religious teachings, like there's Christianity and Buddhism, and I'm not well versed on all of them, but the whole idea that we're here to be good to each other, I think that's really what spirituality is. I think it's basically love thy neighbor and be good to the earth, and the earth feeds us, and we are good to the earth, and so I think it impacts the way I move through life in terms of how I am with other people, and also I feel that it has an impact on how I feel about the environment.
Have you ever lost a loved one?
Yes. Yes, a few times. And I've definitely had the experience of feeling like that. One loved one was kind of visiting me in a dream. And then I was also very close to my grandmother, and I swear there have been several times where in the years since she's died, just a few times, it's been almost 20 years since she died. And there have been a couple times where she was on my mind and I saw a bird come into my vision, and they wouldn't be times where you necessarily see a bird. One time I was driving over a bridge in a city, and this white bird kind of came out of nowhere. She was very fond of birds, and I've kind of always associated birds with her. And that was also a very comforting thing. But I really do feel like whether they're souls or whether it's just energy, however you want to explain it. I don't know if it's communication in the way that we communicate now, but I do think that there's some kind of still connection with once a soul leaves the body, that it can connect with others on the earth in certain ways. So, as I say, I'm still kind of working it out. I'm not really... I think some people can really define it and say, this is exactly what happens, And I just don't think we have any way of knowing. I just kind of go more on what my feelings are about it. I think animals have souls. Seems to be a little debate as to whether animals have souls or not. I think it's kind of a ridiculous question. Especially certain types of animals, I guess you could make the argument about insects or something, But there's certain animals, they have personalities, and we humans, you can connect with animals, and I think I think whatever that is, you know, it's got to be soul related. You know, animals. You know, we connect with them, and I think that I think there's definitely something very spiritual about an animal, and you know, I'm particularly fond of dogs, but I don't think it's limited to dogs. But I've never really understood that whole debate that animals don't have souls. I think they definitely do.
What happens when you die?
Hopefully nothing. That's what I'm banking on. I hope that I don't have to worry about it. It just stops.
How does that help you? How does that affect the way you live your life?
Well, honestly, in college I did like my genealogy and followed the household males back many generations, and none of them so far have lived past 65. So I honestly don't think a lot about retirement, stuff like that, because I find it unlikely that I'll ever have to worry about it.
Have you ever lost a loved one?
Grandparents and stuff. Beyond that, not any kind of accident or something like untimely, I guess. So, I mean, not really. Okay.
That was it.
That was the whole thing? I didn't have to tell a story about being underwater or anything?